There are several reasons why this may happen, and the reasons are categorized two sections: belief in a higher power and non-belief in a higher power. And as we go along, you'll see that. So there's the Jewish, the pagan, the atheist, the Christian perspective. Let's take a look at these ideas. Pagans. Pagans believe in gods, plural. And so they do believe in punishment from various deities, gods. So if you're considered a good person in your group, but yet you're visited by bad circumstances, then you must have done something to anger the gods, Zeus, whoever. Friends and family may know nothing about these negative characteristics that you hide, but according to the pagan belief, the gods know, and that is why it may appear that bad things are happening to a good person because the gods are punishing you. Atheist perspective. An atheist perspective is that all circumstances, good or bad, is just random. I have many atheist friends, and some of them are quick to say that everything which happens to us is just chance, and nothing is part of a punishment or reward system. So this means if a good person is robbed by a thief, then it's just random and doesn't mean anything about the person or why this could have happened. As you see, this perspective could be depressing because it means that life itself will never be touched by karma in its justice. On the other hand, it leaves no questioning. Rather, it leaves a strange sense of peace of mind instead. So, there would be no connection between bad things happening to good people. The idea of karma is retribution and justice. It's part of a Hindu tradition, but it's changed over time. And so we have kind of more of a modern idea now. Okay, this is it. Next one. This is kind of interesting. The idea of God knowing everything, and science both fall into the category called predetermination. So, predetermination means everything in the future is already laid out. So you could say, I believe in God. God is all-knowing. God therefore knows everything that's going to happen forever. All right. Regardless, that everything God knows everything about the future. Or the science method is also, you've got this energy, you've got this electron and this proton, and it bumps and combines, and then it's got to go here, and it's got to go there, and this, I bump this, and it moves that, and that moves the air a little bit over here, and the air swirls a different way. It's all going to go that way. There's no stopping it. I mean, you can't stop. The thoughts that we have are there from other thoughts, from our experience and what's going on now. And we're going to have that thought at that time because of the other thoughts we had and what we're doing right now in the moment, who we are, our whole history. So predetermination can be seen as from God or from science, same principle. Next. The Jewish perspective. All right. According to the Old Testament of the Bible, Moses told Aaron that good people encountered bad situations because they were good. Now, this might not make sense to you, but it has a deep meaning. One might view negative circumstances as a spiritual test. Only the best of the best people experience the hardest test. The most devout, religious people get the hardest test. Although this seems disappointing as an answer, it does shed light on a sensible viewpoint to those who have faith. So God wants to test the believers, the pious. So, now the Christian perspective. Hardship gives you compassion. Hardship makes you a better person. That's easy. I like that one. Just kind of short, not even a long part. Next one. Why do bad things happen to good people? Ignorance. This view makes good sense to many people. I think sometimes bad things happen to good people because of lack of education and training. Bad circumstances occur because of lack of proper knowledge in how to avoid dangerous places, how to choose your acquaintances and friends, and how to deal with toxic people. These good people tend to experience round after round of bad circumstances beyond their control. In a sense, it's not their fault. And knowledge is the key to making improvements in this area. So sometimes you have bad parenting. Sometimes you have lack of education, and poverty maybe can put you in a situation where you're more vulnerable to bad situations. Next one. This is a real strong one for the UU Church. Unfairness and hate. Also in our day and age, we encounter situations that aren't fair due to our religion, our race, our sex, our sexual preference, our skin color, our height, our age, etc. That there's crime or discrimination or prejudice against people for these things. So we have racism, and we have sexism, and we have these mindsets that some people have that they're better than other people because of something. And so we have unfairness and hate. Now, that is something that I'm really proud of. The UU Church tries very hard to lead the way against prejudice and bias. Well, my personal opinion, I said before, is that we're like a little light, white light or blue light spirit. We're all like the same. So people get lost in these other things, but to me, I see everybody the same. Sometimes life is just unfair, not out of random chance, but because of some punishment, but just because of hatred in our society. Okay, next one. Next one. Called the law of attraction. Anybody heard of this? The law of attraction. There's another way to look at why bad things happen to good people, simply because of what energies they attract. So, I have this spiritual energy or something around me, this good cloud, a bad cloud. So here again, we may touch upon spiritual aspect, but not in the traditional sense. We could be the best people around, but still attract negative circumstances. This is because whatever energy we send out will be the energy we absorb. So we send out negative energy, we get negative energy back. We send out positive energy, we send positive energy back. Those who think negatively, regardless of how good they are, will attract more negative situations in their life. The optimistic people that are more positive send out more positive energy, and more positive comes back to them. I think this was partially true. At least partially true. I don't know which ones are true or not true. I'm not. I just give them to you, right? But I think that one has some validity to it. In conclusion, there's always things you can do to make things better. And there's been studies that found that people with positive attitudes tend to live longer and be more successful. So they've actually studied people with positive attitudes and negative attitudes and watched them for 20 years and seen how they did. So they apparently, for a certain amount, you can create your world. For a certain amount, things just happen and you don't have complete control of everything. But apparently we can. I'm going to give you one more. This is kind of an interesting one. If you have problems with your coworkers, if you have problems with your love life, your career, your health, not nice people, money problems, bad luck, it's a gift. Okay, well, why? Well, Because we're lucky to be here. We're all lucky to even be born. I mean, what's the chance of us even being born and being alive right now? We're all miracles. Every one of us is a miracle to be here. If there's 350,000 sperms for every conception, and we're the lucky one, and there's all these miscarriages and everything and health problems, and we're here. Anything that happens to us, in a way, is a gift, and we learn from it. So we can look at it that way. And certainly, when you think about your hardships, they have certainly made you a stronger and better person. And if you've never had any hardship, if you're a spoiled rich kid or whatever, that never had any problems in your life, you haven't developed very much. Okay, that is all for today's sermon. Thank you.